You know? So a sensual person has all those different weak characters. You know? Carnal, unspiritual, wicked, and undisciplined. We can't have that no more. Let the niggas in the world possess that spirit, not us. Okay? It says sensual. Now, I looked into the root of it. It goes to sensuality, which is a noun. Now, some of these verses just backs the point up. It says the five senses, impression. You see? You have to, all of us brethren, not just you, but me as well. We got to make sure that we ain't being like an animal or just going off our appetites, what we like, versus what the truth is. It says animal instincts and appetites. You see? Lust of the flesh. When you read down, it said the Lord nature regarded as source of evil. Lust of the flesh. That's where your wickedness come from, the chains of darkness. Where your senses is played out. You see? Source of evil. That's the chains of darkness. Okay? Now, when you jump to the Apocrypha, you jump to Sirach 18:30, it says, "Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thy appetites." Now, are we talking about food here? Is that verse talking about food? No, it's talking about keeping your body in subjection, in other words. You know? Not being emotional about anything, because like that guy was explaining, Jakes out here are doing the most because they're acting emotional, acting like the woman when they're men. You see? So it told us not to go after their appetites, but refrain. It says, verse 31 says, if thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies that malign thee. So if you do want to be emotional like that, you're going to be a laughing stock to the enemies that malign thee, which means to look down upon, to undermine you, which is Esau. Esau gonna laugh at you, and this devil is laughing at our nation. That's why we the bottom of the totem pole, because of our emotions. We're not moving, we're not thinking no more. Because as Jake start to think, then they will return to the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son. But now, they're emotional and they're laughing stocks. We got to, as men in the Lord, we snapped out of that, man. You know, and we're practicing discipline now. And thinking. Now, when you jump to Sirach 19:17, it says, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. So your judgment had to be on point when it comes to the Lord. And it cannot be equipped with emotions. It has to give place to the law of the Most High. That's how we have to move now that we've taken that priestly office. You know, because we got to give correct judgment. We can't lean off emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said admonish, warning your neighbor before you threaten him, and being not angry, give place to the law of the Most High. Don't use your emotions versus what the truth is. You see? All right? So that guy, what he spoke was on point, and Esau, through his systematic, through a system, through Willie Lynch, created us to be like that. And now we're emotional. You see? Our men of our nation has become the wild grapes. All right? Now, when you jump to, let me see, this is what Paul said concerning himself, which is a trait that we're supposed to practice now that we've returned to who we are. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Put the emotions to the side. Least that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself may be a castaway. Now, when you look up the word subjection right there, And none of us want to be a castaway. So we check our emotions. Make sure that we just not speaking against the truth. You know? And we are emotional creatures as well. That's the balance. But the Lord told us to practice temperance. You're supposed to check yourself. All the verses I've been reading has been saying to check your emotions. All of us, we got to check our emotions so we will make proper judgment at all times in every situation. All right, now when you look up that word subjection right there.
Strong's G, 1396, Delago Gale. Delago Gale.
Now it says, under 1, it says to lead away into slavery, claim as one slave. So when he said he's going to put his body in subjection, he was going to basically control his emotions or make his emotions become a slave to him. His emotions ain't going to no more be ruling him, but he going to be ruling his emotions. To lead away into slavery, he going to have his emotions in slavery, you see? So that's how we got to bring our body in subjection. You know? The body no longer controls us. Sin no longer controls us. Emotions no longer control us. It says to make a slave, to treat as a slave with severe subjection to stern and rigid discipline. You see? So when I heard that Jake bringing all that information out, I thought that was pretty cool because that's a fact. You know, we don't need to be acting like our mothers or the women that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? We need to be using righteous, showing ourselves men, as I opened the lesson up with. Showing ourselves men and not being emotional about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't work the will of the Lord, your emotions and shit. You know, we gotta stick to the truth. And Jake is out here Jake is going through all type of different strange calamities because of their emotions. Let's listen to him one more time. And to spit out the bones.
With our mama ways. Why you think niggas so quick to shoot? Because they're emotional, like their mama, nigga, That's why nigga quick to fight. That's an emotional trait of a woman. Nigga, men are thinkers, analyzers, because God created us to hunt. We can't be emotional. The woman is emotional. Ask a black boy what he think about something. Man, I feel like that ain't right. Nigga, I ain't ask you what you feel. I ask you what you think. Man, I just don't feel. I'm not asking you what you feel, young brother. I'm asking you, what do you think? So the black boy doesn't know how to separate his feelings from his thoughts, so he acts and behaves like a woman. That's why they are so violent. And they can't control their emotion. When they get mad, they'll... That's a woman's trait. A man sit back and think. A man sit back and plan. A man sit back and strategize. Then a man will do a hit and get away with it. He might wait 6 months to get you, but he done thought it out. These niggas go right to the house, get the gun, and because they still be in the emotions. Once they think it out, they don't act. So that's the game for today, nigga. You niggas is emotional beings like your mothers and your grandmothers. That's why you have those violent tendencies and violent traits, and you don't know how to think and outthink the white boy. You can't outthink your opponent. That's why you got to try to kill him, because you can't outthink him.
How we were tricked into using our emotions and not to think. Shalom, Akim Step. Shalom.